Well, I'm not quite sure how I'd summarize up that season yet. It's disappointing, obviously, to lose out on the title, especially on the last day. Watching those two, especially that early goal from Foden and the second one go in was really a dagger. I hardly even celebrated Arsenal's goals or even the West Ham ones. Obviously, part of me was excited, but I knew the road that they would have had to get through in order to essentially do Arsenal this massive favor, and to depend on another team during the last day to do you that favor. We think of this incredible story that City had winning their first title. Again, it's this fantasy, this what if. 1 in a million chances. Really, the odds of that happening are so slim, especially now. Against this Goliath of Manchester City. But the optimism was there. There was a chance. You think mathematically there's a way you can win the league, and technically Arsenal did their part. Obviously conceding that goal first to Everton, was yet another dagger in the heart of Arsenal fans. But overall, to sum up the season, I'm not quite sure I'm there yet. I think when you look back at the start of the season, the performances there, that's what came back to haunt us. And I've said that all along. Dropping 4 points in the calendar year of 2024 in 19 games, winning 17 out of 19. That's not a way to lose the league. That's not bottling the league. To say we bottled the league against that loss against Villa, it's just simply not true. Remember, we dropped 6 points against Villa. We dropped 4 against Fulham, and obviously the disgraceful loss against Newcastle early on is just another reason as to why we didn't get it over the line this year. Obviously, I know beating Villa in that game is the one that sort of gave that game in hand to City and put it back into their control. But at the end of the day, we dropped more points at the start of the season than we did all of 2024, and we're up there up until the last couple games with the most goals scored, best goal difference, least conceded, all that, blah, 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 most clean sheets. It doesn't matter at the end of the day because it didn't get us over the line. But I think to sit there and pretend like losing against Villa, over the course of an entire season was the reason why we lost the league. It's just not true. It's ridiculous. It's an easy way for people to sound like their opinion is valid because whether or not they're an Arsenal fan or not, maybe they're upset or they're just trying to they're on Twitter fishing for bait. I'm not quite sure. There could be any number of reasons as to why people say that. But I think if you're an Arsenal fan saying we lost the league at Villa, have a look at the start of the season. The evidence is there. We dropped more points there, again, like I said, than we did in this whole calendar year of 2024. So, and I'm not pretending like there are no loud and obnoxious Arsenal fans, but when you look at the people talking shit to Arsenal, I see a lot of Liverpool fans. City fans, for me, it's sort of they don't. There's nothing really there. It's such a hollow organization. The amount of Twitter accounts I've seen made in 2023 supporting City, again, it tells you everything you need to know. And I think when it comes down to it, there's so many Liverpool fans upset and mad and enjoy mocking and laughing at Arsenal because they've been stepped over. Klopp is done. Obviously this new manager Arne Slot seems promising. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he can do a great job at Liverpool, but they have to start over now. And over the last 2 years, they have been stepped over. They are the ones who bottled it this season. Over 7 years, Klopp has ripped away 1 title from Pep Guardiola. Okay, 1 more than Mikel has in the last 2 years, or his last 4 years in charge. 2 years, obviously, that we've been actively competing against the league. But one trophy in 7 years. All it takes is Mikel to win one of those for Arsenal, and there you go. Of course, Klopp won other trophies, Champions League most notably, something Arsenal really haven't even gotten close to. So I'm not trying to disrespect that, but I think there has to be a reason why there's so much hostility towards Arsenal fans, specifically coming from Liverpool fans. I think that for me would basically sum it up. They're the ones who fell apart this year. I don't see any mention, any big articles are talking about bottling the league. Whether you're top of the league for 1 day or 250 days, to me, it makes no difference. They had the best odds. It was 71% according to whatever statistic it was on Sky, that Liverpool were there to win the league and title favorites and blah blah blah, and Klopp's fair world tour, all this, and you don't see any of that now. It's all Arsenal hate. City have won 4 in a row, which no Premier League team has done. And you have United fans mocking David Raya for being ambitious, talking about how he wants to win both the Champions League and the Premier League. So to me, it's very bizarre, weirdo loser behavior to just a different degree. I can't quite explain it. I can't quite understand it. So I'm not really going to try too much harder to. But being mocked by rivals because of our ambition. While this club with 115 pending charges celebrates winning 4 in a row. Again, Arsenal's the talking point because it's way easier to hate Arsenal. It's way easier. It takes no brain, to hate a club that's doing things the right way. Started from scratch, new manager, never in a job before, a classy club, a club with history, who has, for the second year failed to win the Premier League title against, again, this juggernaut, of a club. All of these local rivals, the United have their local rivals, running the league that they once competed for. United aren't competing for this. The one time they placed second under Mourinho, you could call it a title race. They finished 20 points behind City. So, Chelsea fans are loud. Liverpool fans are loud. Spurs fans are loud. City, Villa, even Everton fans yesterday mocking Arsenal fans outside the Emirates. I read a comment where someone said, it's like a homeless person mocking you for losing your house keys. You see Spurs fans now talking about if they had tried harder against City, if the club had maybe the players, had done more, they'd be in a Champions League spot. Villa got humiliated by Palace last night, and now you see, and they're not being laughed at enough as they should. People are doing anything they can to come at Arsenal. They do everything except talking about this club and the manager. Ange Postecoglou, he's going against now the fans' victim, this pathetic mentality that Spurs have held for 63 years. Remember, not a league title for 63 years, not a single Premier League title, and no trophy for pushing 17 years now. I think Arsenal, all they have to do is focus on themselves. And if you are an Arsenal fan and you're really that upset about these losers mocking you for competing for the league, nobody has come close other than Liverpool, again, over the last 7 years. Pep's been in charge. United's title charge, like I just said, ended with 20 points behind first place. And again, I hate to repeat myself, but the number of accounts I've seen on Twitter created in 2023 supporting City or fishing for bait or whatever it may be, it tells you everything about that club. It's such a hollow club. There's genuinely no backbone to it. And to pretend that it isn't some looming, black asterisk on every single one of those trophies, it's totally delusional. There's another narrative that Arsenal had 0 injuries, because maybe someone read that Saliba has played every minute this season. It's ludicrous. It's completely ludicrous, but guess who's going back to competing against City next season? It's going to be Arsenal. I have no idea who's going to be up there with those two clubs, City and Arsenal, but I guarantee you Arsenal will be there. And whatever team that is, if there's another one, they won't get anywhere near the disrespect or scrutiny that Arsenal have had over this past season for coming second against that club. Call it 115 charges, call it the best manager in the world, the disposal, what they have at their disposal. And it's Arsenal who have done things the right way. Everything they've done the right way under this manager who's changed the culture again at the club, made us, to compete, good enough to compete for this club, defied all the odds, defied all these people who said you shouldn't sign him. Kai Havertz, he's not good enough. David Raya is not good enough. Odegaard, he's not the one. He plays all of this. And yet here we are still competing, and no second place isn't a trophy. No, I'm not happy about it, but at least I can look forward to my club, the club that I love, going into a new season. You think United are happy? Spurs, you think they're happy going into next season? Where Villa going to be in the Champions League? Are they going to get, even through the group stages? So it's all about perspective, and you keep these things in perspective. Arsenal are doing just fine. Yes, they haven't won the Premier League title. Yes, they lost out to City again. And this season, less of a I suppose, dramatic way that they've lost. Last season being at the top of the table for whatever 250 years. Who cares? Doesn't matter. I know Arsenal will be back there next season. If there is another club, we'll see who that club may be. It's obviously going to be City. It's obviously going to be Arsenal there competing. So, if you are an Arsenal fan, enjoy your summer. Enjoy looking forward to who we're going to sign, who we're going to bring into this project and to this club, because it's going to be a fantastic season going into next year. I'm already excited for it. I already miss watching Arsenal play. Let me just stop it there and say thank you very much for watching, especially this year. All of you who have watched, I really do appreciate it. I'll be doing videos, I'm sure, about transfers and that coming up. Probably Champions League final, Europa League final, watching Leverkusen potentially do an invincible treble will be something to witness. Something we probably will never see again, even if it does happen. So that will be exciting. I'll be making plenty of videos throughout the summer. So again, thanks very much for watching and supporting my channel. I do really appreciate it. And I'll see you when I see you.